Well, happy Saturday, everybody. It's time for the weekend video. Get ready. Today, I'm going to talk about our latest PowerCast that we put up just 2 days ago. And the title of it is called The Only Holy Place on This Planet Is You. And it was very popular with our listeners, and some of them even commented on Facebook how much they liked it. And I just want to read one of the comments from Facebook. It comes from Jackie Barnard, and Jackie says, "Wow, one of the best powercasts of all time. One thing that grabbed me was that the sacrifice in the Old Testament was not the end of sin. It was the day when the whole thing started over again for another year. It was the day that reminded the people that they would start over again 1 year from this day, over and over again, until the perfect sacrifice and the perfected high priest, by virtue of an endless life, ended all and finished everything." Now, this is really critical. It's very, very important um, to understand. If you understand that in the Old Testament, in the Hebrew temple, they conducted sacrifices. There was a sacrifice conducted once a year by a high priest. And Hebrews talks about this a lot, especially in chapter 10. You should look it over, because in Hebrews, it explains that God never liked those sacrifices. Because it only covered sin, but it never took sins away. Now, Jesus was the sacrifice that ended all of that. John the Baptist said he was the Lamb of God who takes away the sin of the world. That meant that Jesus was God's sacrificial lamb. He was the sacrifice that would be a perfect sacrifice, and it would do what the Hebrew sacrifices year after year after year did not do. It would take away sin. And how well would it take away sin? Completely. It would take away the sin of the world that condemned us all, which was Adam. It took away the sins of against the Mosaic Law, and it ended that law, took the law away as well. So, as Hebrews said it, the old sacrifices conducted in the temple by the Jews, it never removed their conscience of sin, because it never took sins away. However, Jesus, being the perfect sacrifice and also the perfect high priest, he took away the sin of Adam, took away the sins against the law, took away the law so that we would have no consciousness of sin again. No matter what mistakes we make or where we fail, those are not to be, we are not to be conscious of that. They're not to weigh on our conscience as anything called sin. And it took it away forever. How convinced is the Hebrews author that it took away forever? He said, because there is no more sacrifice for sin. There is no more offering for sin. Why? Because that sacrifice by Jesus Christ was the perfect sacrifice, and it took away sin forever. Hebrews says it itself. Took it away one. That sacrifice was one time, given one time, only needed to be done one time, and took it all away forever. That's why later the author says there is no more sacrifice, because no more sacrifice is needed. It's revolutionary. Have a revolutionary week.